Hey, everyone. We're going to kick this off. It's 8 o'clock. So we want to welcome you to our What is Coaching call tonight. My name is Jen. We want to be really mindful of your time tonight. We know that you are very busy, so we're going to keep this concise. We're hoping to keep it to 30 minutes. But as we go, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the chat, and one of us will answer them for you. What is coaching? I was thinking about this earlier today, and I was thinking about our community of over 500 coaches and the humans that are in there. And I was thinking, there's almost no way to really summarize what a coach is. Like, we are moms, we are dads, we are teachers, we are government workers, we're managers, we're directors, we are entrepreneurs. We are like a wide range of really, really busy humans that you would think would not want to add more to their plate. But we do have one thing in common. We have found a massive love and passion for helping other people get healthy, put their wellness first, and start to build a really sustainable, cool business. We are definitely not experts. We are not fitness trainers. We are not nutritionists. We are literally on the journey with you. So we are doing these programs. We are learning and growing as we go. And we are simply linking arms with the people that we believe in our lives could benefit from these programs as well. So who makes a great coach is anyone who has found a love and passion for health and wellness, has felt the fire of what these programs can do for them personally, and have decided that they want to share that gift with the other people in their lives. So tonight, we are going to kick it off to a couple coaches in the sisterhood who are going to share a little bit about how they got started and some of their experience in the coaching world. So, are we kicking it off, or what's our plan?
To Clarissa, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Clarissa.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, everybody. My name is Clarissa, and I'm actually coming up on my 1-year coach anniversary on March 1st. So super exciting. I will share with you that I actually started doing Beachbody long before they had Beachbody on demand, when it was just DVDs, which I actually sold at a garage sale not too long ago, to be honest. But you know what? I was contacted by a friend of mine who I had watched her journey for so long, and she had asked me, no joke, over a 2-year period if I wanted to join and do these programs with her. I always gave every excuse in the book, and not because I was lying or trying to find reasons not to join, but it was simply because I didn't think that I needed it. Little did I know, it was exactly everything I had ever asked for. And, I remember telling my coach, I'm not into the group thing. It's not my jam. And I know that some people might get worried about that, thinking like, I see these Beachbody coaches and everyone is so happy and everyone's together. And it may kind of seem like something that you're not into, but I invite you honestly to give it a try. And what the groups did for me was reaffirm that I'm supposed to be there, right? And by me being there, it meant that I could show up as myself and do things my way. It didn't take long for my coach to recognize that just the motivation and encouragement that I was providing to everyone else in the group meant that I was kind of doing the things that I was supposed to be doing as a coach anyway, without even realizing it. I was showing up exactly as my authentic self, which I think is the best thing to do. The way that I look at it is, as a coach, you have the opportunity to do things the way you want to. Right? It doesn't have to be the way anybody else does it. You get to show up as you. And for me, that's something that's really important. I will tell you, like, as a woman of color, I've often been one of few, or like the only one in the room. And coaching, especially with the sisterhood, has really given me a place where I feel like I belong here, that I have a place here, that people see value in me being here. And, I'll tell you that I was worried in the beginning, right? I was thinking like, oh, this is for younger people, or maybe it's for the stay-at-home mom or someone who has young children at home. This business is for literally anyone. At 44 years old, I wondered, is this for me? You know, am I going to be motivating enough for people? But surprise, people want to join me. And I absolutely love that, because what I'm doing is giving them a piece of me. Coaching is an opportunity to give people a piece of you. And simply by you showing up as your authentic self, there's nothing better than being able to work on you while you're inspiring other people to work on them too. Guys, coaching is an absolute gift. I joined because I wanted to stay accountable to my journey. I knew that showing up for myself and having the coach hat, wearing that title, kind of meant that other people were going to be relying on me too. But what I really do believe in is the more you give, the more you receive. And I promise you, the coaching opportunity is going to do exactly that. It can be scary, absolutely. But you know what? If you don't take risks, you're never going to know. People's lives can be changed by one decision, and that's for you to show up as you and to be a coach. So I encourage you, take that scary leap and definitely do it.
Hey guys, my name is Courtney. Thanks so much, Clarissa, for sharing your story and a little bit about why you started coaching. I love what you said, that it's for anybody, because it's so true. And every time a different woman or man comes into this community, it's like, yes, you know, whether it's like a teacher, a lawyer, like just what Jen said, like all these different professions, these backgrounds, these cultures, it's like, yes, it's creating such a more dynamic group altogether. And I really, really love that. For those of you that don't know me, hi, my name is Courtney. I started the sisterhood with my sister Erin. I started 26 days into doing these programs. I was coming off my second pregnancy. I gained 100 pounds with both pregnancies. I was in a horrible place emotionally. I completely tied my happiness and my weight together. Like they were one and the same. And I started this program with Beachbody just to lose weight. That was the whole entire goal. And I started it with my sisters, and 26 days in, I had lost 15 pounds. I like took my progress pictures. I was so freaking proud of myself when I saw those pictures, because they always say like, take the pictures, but that was all the proof, because the scale doesn't resonate like those pictures do, you know? So I saw those pictures. I was standing in my sister Erin's kitchen, and she was like, why don't you coach? And at that time, I was still on maternity leave. I hated my sales job. I'd left. I didn't want to go back. I didn't really have a plan or a reason not to. I just kind of remember feeling like I'd seen some friends do other network marketing things on Facebook, and I was kind of like, like good for you, not really for me. I didn't want to put myself out there. But what I did know is that all of the perks really aligned with the life that I wanted. And I was watching my coach, Kim, like do this so authentically, and really like I was impressed with how she positioned herself. I thought highly of her, you know, which wasn't exactly what I felt about network marketing. So it really had me start to consider if I could do this. I kind of wrote like a pro and cons, and like the only thing on my con list was putting yourself out there on social. So I decided to jump in again with that same goal of losing the weight. Like that was my entire goal. I really thought like, okay, I've lost this 15 pounds, but I had like 60, 70 to go, you know? And I was like, I'm going to do the same old Courtney thing, which is not complete it. And I thought if I put myself out there, if I do this, then maybe I'll actually follow through. So I did that first post, and you know what, guys, I was not at my goal weight. I was mortified of those pictures, but I knew that that was going to be the accountability I needed to go forward. 4 years later, I've never been dark a day on social, maybe a couple hangovers in the early years, but more than anything, what's been so cool is seeing my reasons why I coach change, and seeing the depth of growth change. It was weight loss in the beginning, and now it's just so much more. What coaching's done for me truly is given me the ability to look in the mirror every single day and think about what I could do to better myself, to show up as authentic as possible. Because when you're doing this business and you're showing up on social, the best way to build this is to be real, is to be authentic, is to be genuinely you. And it's hard to show up as a health and wellness coach if you're not focusing on your health and wellness. And focusing on your health and wellness was not something I was used to, being an addict and a party girl and all the things anti health and wellness. So over the past 4 years, this job has given me the opportunity to freaking choose health and wellness over and over and over again. Personal development, letting go of addictions, like truly changing, not changing for the gram, like truly changing, because that's the only way I have felt I could then show up with joy and authenticity in this job. So for me, it's a gift. What I thought was the negative, which was showing up on social and having to share, ended up being my positive, because it allows me to live in my own personal light. Sharing forces me to be my best possible self, right? Because showing up any other way just wouldn't feel good for me. So to anybody on this call or listening to the recording, I urge you to look in the mirror and think about the list of things you wish you could improve, right? Because for me, before coaching, it was just a wish list. But choosing coaching is choosing you and choosing to attach some accountability to that wish list. So I'm going to pass it to Sarah.
Awesome. Thanks, Court. Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah. I have been coaching for about 2.5 years now. I am a grade 8 teacher. I have 2 young kids at home. And when I first started doing these programs, I was in it like for the quick fix. I was heading back to work after my second mat leave. None of my clothes fit. I felt incredibly uncomfortable. Like I just wanted that quick fix so I could feel comfortable in my clothes, so I could go back to work and I could like take on this next chapter of motherhood and working and all the things. And I was about 6 weeks into kind of sort of doing the programs. I was doing the workouts, but I wasn't like fully committed to my journey. And it was at this time that I was invited to the coaching opportunity. And I was taken back by it, like thought it was a joke. It was a hard no, like not interested, good for you, not for me. And it really got me thinking though. I was starting to realize that even though I was just making these little tiny changes, I was starting to feel better. I was feeling way better than I had 6 weeks prior when I first started doing the program. So even though it was something that was very far out of my comfort zone, I had a massive list of reasons as to why I couldn't do it. I had no time. I had no interest on being on social media. I didn't know how to use it, like the confidence with that, everything. So many reasons why I couldn't do this. I knew, just like Courtney, if I put myself out there, it was going to force me to continue to show up. So my plan was to do exactly that. I had no intentions of like really building a community or building a business. But I figured if I put myself out there, it was going to keep me on track with my own journey and hopefully help me feel better. So thinking back now 2.5 years, like easily the best decision of my life, even though it was incredibly terrifying for me at the time. And a big part of that is like my own personal journey. I've released 60 pounds over the 2.5 years. Like Courtney, it's like continued to prompt me to look for things in my life that I need to improve on. And even though I started this for the weight loss, that is just like one small piece of the benefit that it's brought to my life. And I know all the other coaches on this call would agree. The things it adds to your life far outweigh the weight that you lose in your journey if that's a part of your story. So I know a big part of that is because of coaching and because of getting up every single morning, pushing play on a workout, taking time for me. And I know I never would have continued this in my life if it wasn't for the accountability of coaching. There's so many mornings where my alarm goes off and like, I do not want to get out of bed. And I get out of bed because I know I have people like waiting for me, depending on me to show up. So that's what we do as coaches. That is the calling. That is the job. And ultimately it's given me the success over the 2.5 years. Something I really didn't expect is the impact it would have on other people in our lives. Like I assumed it was kind of like a selfish decision, and it's helped me be a better mom and wife. It's encouraged my family members to start to take their health more seriously. It's inspired so many of my friends and colleagues to start doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. And I can't even express how incredible it feels when you get a message from somebody who you've invited to join you. Maybe you've invited them a couple times. Maybe they've only been with you for a month. Maybe they've been with you for a year. And they're thanking you for like nudging them to get started as well, because all those little changes that they are making, they are starting to add up, and they are also starting to feel incredible. So I truly feel like as coaches, we don't even understand the magnitude of the impact that our one decision makes, but truly this business touches everybody in your life in some way, simply by you taking time for you, prioritizing you, and just working on being your healthiest, strongest, happiest version of you every single day. Another big thing about coaching that I really didn't expect was the income potential. Like I mentioned, wasn't planning on building a community, wasn't planning on building a business. I remember saying to my husband at the very beginning, if I can make enough money to pay for my products, and this hobby, this new adventure I was on, wouldn't cost me any money, that would be a massive bonus. And really that was the goal. But over the last 2.5 years, learning that I actually love doing this, learning that this is a real opportunity for me, and taking the time and being consistent and being patient, it's really opened my eyes to, you know, the fact that I get to control what my family's income looks like today and in the future. And it has been like an incredibly like powerful thing to experience, knowing that we do have control outside of just like our 9 to 5. Like as a teacher, I get that regular pay increase, and like that is my salary and that is what we make. So knowing that we have this opportunity, and also knowing how it's impacted my family over the last couple years. At the beginning of the pandemic, my husband had to take a layoff off of work, and coaching allowed us to kind of fill some of that gap. And now that he's back to work, and now that things are starting to resume back to normal, it's allowing us to think of our future and our finances in a different way. So something I really, really didn't expect out of this business, but has truly been such a blessing for my home. And I just want to encourage you, when you get off the call, we're going to answer some frequently asked questions in a moment. But when you get off, truly take a moment to reflect and ask yourself, could your own personal journey benefit from some kind of extra accountability? Would it make you happy or proud to inspire the people in your life who you love the most to also make these changes? And could your home benefit from some kind of additional income, whether you're planning on doing this for accountability or you want to build a really big business? And if you're saying yes to one of those things or all of those things, I truly think this could be a great opportunity for you as well. So I'm going to pass it back to Jen.
Wow. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. So like we said, we're going to cover some frequently asked questions. The first one that we get is, how much does it cost to be a coach? So there is a small monthly fee that you pay. It is $15 US, $19 Canadian, and that covers your back office. So your back office is what keeps track of all of your customers, all of their orders, all of that stuff, as well as access to Beachbody's customer service, which is top of the line. You guys, we don't take credit cards, we don't process refunds, we don't do exchanges, like none of that stuff, lost packages, anything like that. It's all dealt with the Beachbody's customer service, which is incredible. You also get a 25% off discount with that fee as well, which is super cool. The other expense that you pay is for your own personal products. So you are not stockpiling products in your garage to have to sell out. You're not hosting parties where you're selling products. You are simply each month purchasing your own product. And one of the messages that a lot of the coaches, like what we get across to everyone, is that we are not salespeople. Like we're not selling, we are sharing. And part of that is being able to speak authentically about how you enjoy the products yourself. So that's about like $120 maybe for your like bag of Shakeology, for example, that you would be buying each month, that you would be purchasing and drinking yourself. So that's it for the cost, and I'll toss it over to Court.
The next question is, how much can you make? So this is totally relative to how much effort you put in and how long you're willing to do this. I remember I got my first paycheck, I think like 2 weeks into coaching. Like the first week I was just like scared shitless and did a couple posts. Second week I actually got to work. So I probably got my first paycheck on week 3, and it was like $82. And honestly, that felt really cool. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was like, I just got $82 that I wasn't expecting. And that like really motivated me to keep going, you know? Like if I were to estimate for you, you make approximately $50 when you enroll someone with the whole starter pack that you've probably enrolled yourself with. And so there is that, there is two ways to make money in this business. One is the commission off of customers. And that's sort of an indication of how much you would make per customer, but then, maybe they reorder product, and there's other customer commission streams. And then the other way is building a team. And honestly, that is just going to come down to why you're doing this, how long you're doing this, and how much time and effort you want to put into it. Beachbody doesn't guarantee any level of income. It is all directly related to your effort, skill, and diligence. But I will say there are multiple women on this team who have built this to six-figure businesses. There's also tons of women that do this to get their product paid for every single month. Everybody is welcome from any spectrum, whether you are doing this just for accountability and to cover your products, or whether you're like, I want to build a big income and leave my job. That is totally a possibility too, but it takes time. What we are here for is to meet you where you're at 100%, and to run with the runners and to support the people who want to walk alongside us too. So know that, if you do jump in with us, it's probably going to change for you, because I remember when I started, it was like, we'll see how it goes. I wasn't going to make any big claims. I didn't start this business being like, I'm going to build a six-figure income. I'm going to do this. That would have felt so tacky, right? I just got in being like, we'll see how it goes. I'm in it for accountability. I made $82. Yay me, So you don't have to have those or make those big decisions about how much money you want to make or how big you want to do this from the beginning, right? The next question is, but is this a pyramid scheme though? This is my favorite question, because I think that genuinely people are afraid of what others are going to think and that it's a pyramid scheme. So just plainly, no, a pyramid scheme is when you give money and get no product or service in return. So it's not a pyramid scheme. It is network marketing. And honestly, guys, welcome to 2022. When the pandemic hit, our team blew up, because all of a sudden people started to realize that this life is actually yours to choose. If you want to build an income, if you want to raise, if you want time freedom, there are opportunities out there online that you can do that. You can be a steward of your own finances and build a business from home. We have all built this business from scratch with 0 followers on Instagram on day one. And network marketing is an incredible business opportunity for people that are willing to work hard and put themselves out there. Putting yourselves out there in the beginning is freaking scary, but I'll tell you, this type of online business is so much more accepted now than it has been in the past. And personally, I love to support other women that are running a business online. Anytime one of my friends starts a business and starts something, I'm like, yeah. And I get it a little bit more now, but I think that that's also sort of a feeling that many share, right? The next isn't really a question, but it's more so just the social media presence, which is such a hang up for so many people. I'd say 99% of people that start this business, that's their biggest fear. They don't want to put themselves out there on social media. And this one, guys, it's just kind of instead of thinking about how scary that is, flip the switch and think about the blessing that it could be in your life. It's an absolutely free business tool that you can use in order to build an income from home. It is a tool that you could use for accountability to achieve your own goals. There are so many incredible outcomes if you actually dived into social media and were able to be vulnerable there in order to be accountable, in order to build a business. But you have to take a little bit of the emotion out of it. I promise you one thing, nobody cares about you as much as you think they do. I promise you they don't. When you start this, they're going to be like, what's she doing? Right? And then it's up to you. Once they're watching, it's up to you. You're going to post here and there and be that girl that kind of slinks away, or are you going to be like, bam, 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 I'm doing this, and show up and get results and be approved for the product and get your first $82 paycheck and become an Emerald coach and, be shouted out. Because I'll tell you, as you start to see success in this business, those people go from what's she doing to what's she doing, right? They start to get curious. And they start to see your success. And I said recently on a call, there is nobody more skeptical when Erin and I started this business as all of our aunts and uncles. And today they're still fucking skeptical, but they're so proud. And they all say how incredible it is what Erin and I have built. They'd still never do it because they're old school. They still make pyramid scheme jokes, but they're so freaking proud. And I don't want to live a life where I'm holding back on my dreams because of what my 70-year-old uncle thinks. So if the social media presence is a hang up, you just got to sit down and it's a little bit like suck it up, buttercup. If all the other benefits are sitting over here on the other side. To you, Erin.
Ah, it's so true. Okay, a few more questions because I know that there's so many. And if you have continued questions, please add them in the chat so we can address them. But a question I get a lot is how much time does this take? Because we all have things on our plate. There's questions in the chat already of like, are all of you doing this full time? The answer is absolutely not. And we all started this with another job as well. If not, I would say probably like 99% of our sisterhood community, coach community, all still have full-time jobs as well. This is a passion project, and we do find time on the side to do it. Now, I know when I started, I had a busy full-time job. I had both my kids in competitive sports. Like I literally had barely any time to do a workout, let alone be an entrepreneur. But what I did is I got really honest and real with myself, and I did a time audit. And I took a piece of paper and I wrote down every hour of the day from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed. And I literally filled in what I did during that time. And it was eye-opening to see how many hours of the day I wasn't really doing anything. And lo and behold, I ultimately found that I had my lunch hour completely free to myself. I had time with my kids went to bed completely free, other than like sitting and flossing on the couch with my husband. I had time to be productive during that time. So in my busiest time, I still found 3 hours a day to work this business, an hour at lunch and 2 hours once my kids went to bed at night. Do you need 3 hours to work this business today? Absolutely not. Just like what Courtney said, you can start and do this as a hobby, or you can like kill it and do 12-hour days and want to make $1 million a year. Like the spectrum is truly there. It's not an all or nothing. Like you can figure out what that works for you. But I will say, if you can find even 3 20-minute blocks a day to work this business, to connect with people, to check in on them, to see how they're doing, to invite them to your community and inspire people, like you can do something great with this business. You really, really can. What I ultimately found too is that once I took on this and I started working those extra hours, at the end of the day, I wasn't exhausted and crashing and slothing on the couch with my husband and like feeling just dread and exhaustion for the next day. I literally was spending time engaging with other women, pouring love into them, like empowering people. I was going to bed fired up and excited about life. Like I literally was like pouring into my cup instead of depleting it. So give yourself a bit of a time audit and look at the activities you're doing for the day and see if you can find even 3 20-minute blocks to give back to somebody else. Okay, another question we get often is, and now especially that we're back to traveling, how can I earn these free trips? Like we went to Las Vegas this past January. A bunch of us are actually going to Dominican Republic next month. This summer we'll be going to St. Louis. In the fall we're going to Arizona. Like there's a lot of trips involved with Beachbody, a lot of traveling, a lot of us getting together, which is amazing because when you're in this business, like being around other positive, inspiring women is the freaking jam. So how you can earn these trips is by succeeding through your coaching business. Beachbody really rewards those people who are succeeding, who are doing well. Some of the trips are completely earned and free, and other trips are by cost. Like this summer when we go to Coach Summit, there is a cost. You can earn the trip free, but there is a cost for your hotel and flight for like that one trip, for example. But a lot of it does come down to how well you're doing in your business, and you can earn those trips yourself. Last question I have here is, how do I get started? How do I start? Where do I start? What do I do? I will first and foremost say you start with finding a program if you haven't done any Beachbody programs before and going all in on it. Like choosing you, doing your journey full out, going all in on a program, pressing play on a workout, doing the nutrition program, and genuinely seeing if it's for you. Like see if you love it. See if it fits your lifestyle. See how you feel after 2 or 3 weeks of going all in on you, but give these programs a chance, because one of the best parts about Beachbody, being a coach, is that we're not salespeople. Yes, we make a commission, but we're not selling. We're genuinely sharing our experience. We're sharing what we're doing. So until you have that experience of trying it out for yourself, you're just a salesperson, and that's no fun, right? You want to go all in on you so that you can genuinely share your experience. We do coach mentorship every single month with all the new coaches who are joining the sisterhood. It's really great because it's a community effort. We all come together. We do mentorship calls. We send you training videos. A lot of it is self-led, so you do it on your own time. And then we do have a call once a week where we all connect. It's really great because everybody's starting fresh. Nobody has any idea how to start out on social media. We all cheer each other on when somebody does that first post or sends that first message to somebody asking them if they want to join in. So it's a really collaborative, fun experience. All right, I'm over talking now, so I'll pass it back to Jen.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we are at 30 minutes, so we definitely want to let you go. But before we do, I want to give you a moment to just kind of pause and think about everything that you just heard and just let it soak in for a second. And I want you, when we get off this call this evening, because what we're talking about is so outside the box for a lot of people. And a lot of people, like, even I heard some adjectives like scary and uncomfortable, because it isn't something that you've probably done before. And that's okay. And often when something is outside the box, we tend to have all of these reasons why it's not for us or why we couldn't do it. But I really want to challenge you when you get off this call tonight to ask yourself, why could you be good at this? Why could you be good at this? And what could this offer you? Like Sarah said, you and your own journey, the people around you, your household income, what kinds of things could you get out of this? And take a moment to really think about that. We are so, so grateful that you joined us this evening. Please make sure you connect with the coach who invited you or sent you the recording, and we hope to see you guys soon. Have a great night.